Return to the Planet Where Everybody Was Gangsters by Anne Larimer. Once Captain James T. Kirk was sitting in captain's chair on the bridge of the Star Trek Enterprise, the finest starship in Starfleet. The captain's chair was the biggest chair because he was in charge, and also because he had to sit down a lot, and so he wouldn't fall all over the place when the starship Enterprise got hit with a Klingon torpedo. Klingons were bad aliens, the enemies of Starfleet Command, and Kirk with the Enterprise.
It was only fair, because he was the captain and needed to not to fall out of his chair as much, so nobody ever got mad about Kirk's chair being big or anything. So anyway, this one time, he sat in his chair, thinking hard. He was bored. Starfleet hadn't given them any orders to go anywhere, okay, or do anything in days and days and days, and nobody was shooting at them, and there weren't any emergencies, right, or anything to take care of, like they often did.
Captain Kirk looked at Mr. Spock, his first officer. Mr. Spock was an alien from the planet Vulcan and looked sort of like the devil, but he was really nice. Spock, not the devil. Mr. Spock was second in command of the starship Enterprise. But they called him the first officer because that was some kind of tradition or something. It's sort of like Yeoman Rand, who isn't in the story, but you probably know about anyway. She's the blonde-haired lady with the big hair with the weaving on the front of it. Wasn't really a man.
Captain Kirk said to Mr. Spock, the Vulcan first officer of the Starship Enterprise, Mr. Spock, I'm bored. Mr. Spock, the Vulcan first officer, replied, I'm bored too. Mr. Spock had a regular chair. But when Captain James T. Kirk wasn't on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, he could not sit in the captain's chair because then he, Mr. Spock, I mean, was in command and needed a bigger chair.
He thought and he thought. I know, said Captain Kirk. Let's go back to the planet where everybody was gangsters. That was cool.
Everybody beamed down to the planet. The planet where everybody was gangsters was in a terrible mess. The people all wearing gangster suits with little stripes on them, you know, and hats. And the girls wore little dresses with little hats and feathers. Were unhappy and starving and dirty and stuff.
Please, 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 Captain Kirk. You must help us like you did last time. Only don't leave this time. They really liked Captain Kirk and the men from the starship Enterprise. Some of the men were women. And remembered them from last time. Even though the people were gangsters, even the girls, they were really okay when you got to know them.
Okay, said Captain James T. Kirk. I was bored on the starship Enterprise. Anyway, we are so good at keeping the peace that Starfleet doesn't give us anything to do anymore. Indeed, Captain, said Mr. Spock, the Vulcan first officer.
So the people of the planet where everybody was gangsters unanimously voted to democratically make Captain Kirk their president of the whole planet. For life. They made Mr. Spock the vice president, even though he was an alien and looked sort of like the devil. He wore his gangster hat most of the time, so they didn't really mind.
Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock taught the gangsters how to live together in peace and harmony and lived there for a long, long time. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, they brought down Captain Kirk's chair for him.
The end.